Welcome to the Blackout podcast where I get to talk to amazing people who do amazing things. And today, oh man, I'm so excited for this one. Like, this is the first time I've actually met an Ibibio person in Halifax. So
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And now you have my energy up. Okay, let's go.
No, real.
Yeah.
Artist, my friend, Daramfon. Thanks for coming to the podcast today.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm like at there was like a screening for Greedy to Pretty.
Yes.
At Pier 21, you know, they were talking about artists, and this name comes on like, what? No way. And like my friend and artist that was also part of that, but Ma was like, you know, I need to introduce the guy. So I'm glad he did the introduction. Yeah. But damn fun, you know, how did he get into creating art?
Man, you know, it's funny you brought up the Ibibio connection as well, because I find art has always been part of the Ibibio culture. You know, you look back as far as looking at Nsibidi symbols, the Ekpe society, storytelling and art has always been, you know, in our culture, from textile to paintings, you name it. So growing up is something I saw all around me. You know, the fabrics people wear for weddings, funerals, the symbols. You see as a kid, you get excited. And slowly from there, it went from, you know, cultural experience of seeing people create this texture, these fabrics, to me trying to replicate what I was seeing around me. You know, me trying to replicate anime that I was watching at the time. You know, back then was the Pokemon era. Everybody was trying to draw Pikachu to maybe impress some girl in class or you know, something of that sort, right? So I started mimicking a lot of things I was seeing, you know, mimicking animation, the magazines I was reading at the time, you know, the cartoons. So I started mimicking a lot of that. And slowly I started growing a bit of an art identity out of it, you know. It also helped a lot that, like I said, our culture is really big on art. So people will support it, you know. You 3, 4 years old, 5, drawing something, and you know, your family members are going, oh wow, that is so amazing. I'm gonna put that in a museum one day. I'm gonna put that in a gallery. And you know, your ego as a kid grows. Mind you, looking back, it wasn't the best piece.
It led to where you are now, though.
It made me feel like it was something appreciated, as something society needed or welcomed. So slowly I just started, you know, trying different techniques, trying different styles of art, you know, venturing out to watercolor, whatever it was, oil, you know, and people just kept supporting. And I kept, you know, bringing different things from my culture into it. And it grew to become what it is right now. So yeah, it's been part of my life as long as I can remember. Yeah.
Yo, I like your work is so colorful, so expressive. You talking about Ekpe, I'm like, yep. I see, you know, the browns, the reds, the blacks, the yellows, so colorful.
Yeah.
Okay. It's one thing to get all this hype from parents and from loved ones.
Yeah.
Like, at what time did you start, I guess, sharing your art publicly?
So, very recent, honestly. I've always been into art. I've always been creating, but I wasn't sharing it publicly. It was always for myself, close friends, and family. You know, there is something very vulnerable about putting something out to the world, and you don't feel it until the first time you do it. You know, I could paint something, show it to you. You go, oh yeah, Daramfon, I like that. Cool. We have a conversation about it. That's it. But then I post it on social media or something, and everybody has an opinion on it. Everyone sees it differently. My intent could have been to show, you know, the love and appreciation I have for nature or something in that piece of work. But someone else didn't see that. You know, someone else didn't like the use of the color or, you know, the perspective I was painting from. And, you know, this feedback, sometimes really great, sometimes not so great. So it's very vulnerable sharing artwork to the public. So I think it was, you know, maybe during COVID, I found I was painting a lot more because I had a lot more time indoors, and I was sharing it to all my friends. And one of my friends said, you know, just post it, create an Instagram account and post it. And I said, I don't know. I will. I kept procrastinating it. And then one day my wife just created an Instagram account and posted a piece. And, you know, she didn't tell me about it for like a day or two. And then one day she was like, hey, take a look at this. And it was a piece I did. It was Citadel Hill. And people loved it because it was, you know, Citadel Hill kind of reimagining like a sunset color with a little bit surrealism in there. And it was really lovely. And people were commenting, oh, I love this. I would love a print of this. Oh, you know, Citadel Hill looks a little bit more beautiful in this perspective. And it gave me a little bit of that confidence boost again. Like I said, like when I was young, that confidence from people like, okay, this is a different perspective into the world. This is something we could welcome. And slowly, you know, I started posting more. I started venturing into more topics and sharing it. And then, you know, you develop that confidence to apply for grant, to, you know, step into exhibiting your artwork, or even step into murals, you know, which is is something that for me was a lot because it's there, everybody gets to see it, and it's there for years, you know. So it all snowballed into this confidence to be able to keep going over and over with it. Yeah.
That's wonderful. You mentioned the murals. I'm like, let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Which one was your first one and how did it happen?
The very first mural, I would say, is the Halifax in Living Color, Halifax in Color. That was through the Downtown Halifax Business Commission Graded to Pretty program. So that first mural, I did it in collaboration with two other Nigerian artists as well, Victor and his brother Iben. Iben runs 4ID Art. So it was during that COVID time as well. I'm creating a lot more, a lot of ideas are coming around, and, you know, the mural call happens, you know, the call for art proposal. And luckily I knew Jonathan. Jonathan is the program manager for the Graded to Pretty artwork, Jonathan Golson. So I knew Jonathan just from, you know, playing sports, football, tennis, you know, around. So I went to go talk to him. I was very straight up, honestly. I told him, look, you've seen some of my work, you know, I would like to apply. And Jonathan was like, that would be great. We're looking for a lot of new artists that we haven't worked with. You should put in an application. And I was straight out, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm nervous how people are gonna receive this artwork that I put out there, you know. Once it's out there, I can't control it anymore. I can't go back and edit something. I can't go back and change anything. And I remember Jonathan saying to me, he said, we don't restrict your artistic freedom. We give you the opportunity to create what you think is the best piece of art out there. Now, mind you, there are some boundaries. You know, you can't do anything with, you know, some form of violence, etc. But that's standard. But he said, whatever the ideas that you have, if it's strong, I would do everything that I can to get that out there. And that was that final step that I needed to know that if I created something strong, something that I liked, they will be there to push it to get that image across. You know, they wouldn't tell me to turn this down, to change this. You know, as an artist, you get that sometimes. If this is a little too, you know, it's too commercial, or it is a little leaning towards this a bit too much, change this a little bit. So we applied for it. Luckily, they took a chance on us because we also didn't have that much public art exhibition experience, right? So they took that chance on us. We got the grant and we got to work. And luckily, I've been able to partner with a lot of people. You know, for example, I partner a lot with Halifax Canvas Print. It's a guy named Brandon Baker who runs the company, and you know, you could get prints from canvas, paper, metal. So I went to go see Brandon. I said, look, I want something different to bring to Halifax. Everyone is doing hand-painted murals on the wall. I want something that could last, or something that I can move from maybe a wall to wall. Because remember the mural that was by where the Freak Lunchbox is?
The bird?
I used to love that mural, right? Passed it every day on the way to work. And when they took down that building and it went away, that something about it, you know, didn't sit well with me. And I always thought about what if you could move that mural? So that was one of my big ideas going in. if, you know, they're changing stuff about the building, they don't want it there anymore, could we move it? So we came up with the metal print, and we got that first one done. It's the 4 metal print on Argyle by Pizza Corner. We got that done, and the reception from the day we were installing it was amazing. Because it was prime summer. People were coming in, you know, from the waterfront. Tourists were coming in. People on lunch break as we were installing it. And we had a crowd of people just standing there watching us install. And, and a lot of people didn't know I was the artist. So they would come and ask questions. Oh, man, I loved it. I just love like being there anonymously watching, right? So we're installing, you know, putting the screws in or whatever. And there are people asking, wow, this is amazing. You know, the way they captured Peggy Scove and integrated in the fashion of the lady there. Oh, her hair, her afro, you know, Citadel Hill. That's beautiful. I wonder who's the artist. And I'm just like joining in the conversation. Yeah, you know, whoever these guys are, you know, I think that, you know, I think they did a good job. Do you think they represented Nova Scotians well? And they're like, yeah, oh yeah, I loved it. And I'm just sitting there taking it in and going, okay, this is great. We achieved what we wanted. And that's how we started. From that first one, we kept going. Was if we could get the opportunity, we'll put our best foot forward. I'll bring out the ideas. We'll try something, you know, new material, new method, new styles. I want something different every time. I want us to hit something different every time. Yeah.
Man, that's such a high bar you're setting for yourself, but you always hit it. So, you know.
I'm trying. You know, I'm trying to shoot like Steph Curry out here, man. I need that high percentage because, you know, I know when the inspiration is high, you know, when it's flowing, when you're in that flow state, you need to capture as much of it as possible, you know, because as an artist, you get those periods where you're not inspired, where you're not finding, you know, that next move that you're looking for, that next style that you're looking for. So when I'm in it, I try to capture it as high as possible, hit that efficiency and effectiveness as much as I can.
Okay. And what is your process for creating art in general?
My process is a mess. It's funny because I'm really trying to refine it, right? Because in terms of work-wise, I'm a project manager, right? So my work aspect in terms of handling projects is perfect, but my creation process is chaos. So, for example, a lot of times I'm always thinking about ideas. You know, I'm always thinking about what to create, what I want to present to the world. Like right now, I've been thinking a lot. Actually, for a while, I've been thinking about folktales. You know, we have a lot of folktales back home, moonlight stories, right? Growing up, that was a big part of my life. My granddad would sit us down, my grandma would just hear moonlight stories all the time when we went to visit them. So I've been thinking of a way to present that to the world, to recapture those stories. So I've been thinking I might think of animation, you know, maybe like 3 to 5 minute animation or storybooks. So I've been thinking about that. So I'm always thinking about ideas. So my process is usually I'll pull one of these ideas and go, okay, we've been processing this for a while in my mind, right? We've been building on this. It's time. It's time. So a lot of times, you know, I'll start with sketches. I'll start with sketches. How many pieces am I looking at? How long is the video I'm looking to create the animation or the storybook? How many stories? And then once I start with the sketches, music is big for me.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think a lot of my artwork, I could look at them and tell you what song I was listening to while creating it. Music affects a lot of things I find that I do. So I'm always listening to music. And you know, with the kind of upbringing that I have, you know, you go from Afro beats to hip hop to reggae to dancehall, soca music, calypso, you know, you name it, high life, you know, everything. I'm playing something every time. So I draw inspiration from this a lot. You know, I might have started off this piece this way, but maybe I had this album on repeat. And that album took me to a different lane of maybe feeling more emotional about something, you know, or a bit sad about something. And sometimes that starts flowing into the painting. And restructuring it a little bit. So that's that chaos I'm talking about, that I let everything in while I'm painting. You know, a lot of people, they find their idea,
They stick to it.
they stick to it, that tunnel vision on it. I'm starting with this, I'm finishing with it. I'm letting the chaos in everywhere possible. I'm letting it in, and I just keep going till there is a feeling I get when I go, did I capture that emotion I was looking for? Did I capture that idea? You know, if I'm looking to evoke an emotion from you, I would sometimes show it to my friends. I don't tell them what it's about. I just go, how does this make you feel? You know, like what did you think when you first saw that? And then I try to say, okay, did I capture what I was looking for? And once I think I have, sign it and let it go. Sign it and let it go.
Okay, you've already answered the question I was going to ask, like, how do you know it's done?
Oh, once you feel it and someone else feels it, let it go. I am big on that, because you will stick on this one piece. As an artist, it is a nightmare. I remember I was creating this one artwork, and I just felt the sky would not do what I wanted it to do. I have blended baby blue for like 3 days, just trying to get it right, you know, over and over. My wife was like, I think the sky looks like it should. I'm like, no, but the light from this side it's not reflect. And she just let it go. So I've learned, once it captures it, let it go. In that time space, in that frame that you had, you know, for what that moment was, you have captured it the best that you can. You know, you will look back at paintings and go, oh, could have done this different, could have done that different. Yes, but let it speak for that moment in time. And that's important to me, because if I don't sign and let it go, we'll still be working on our first mural right now.
Okay, let's look at some of the work you brought today. Is this your sketchbook?
Oh, this is my iPad.
Okay.
I do a lot of.
You do digital work. Okay.
Work
Wow.
I brought different things.
Holy smokes!
So
there's stuff inside this one too.
Oh yeah. I brought one that I think would be your favorite. So I think would be your favorite.
Oh wow!
So
holy smokes!
I brought a few pieces. We could just take a look at and talk through. Do you want me to take it out?
Please.
Of this?
Oh yeah.
So this one was part of an exhibition that I did at the Halifax Library on Spring Garden in the sunroom. It was called Faces of the Diaspora. So this is titled Pisces Zodiac. This is based on a friend of mine in the Bahamas I grew up with. He was really big into horoscopes, you know, astrology. I still don't know too much about it. But
I only know that I'm the horse. Half man.
I'm November, so I'm the scorpion. The Scorpio.
Yeah, we're the same boat. I don't even know the name, but I know it's half horse with an arrow. With an arrow.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name of it.
We're the same page.
He was really big into it, right? So he's one of those persons, you know, he will meet you. The first thing is asking, what's your sign? You know, or he would only date girls based on signs that he thought were compatible. So anyway, he was a friend of mine growing up, still a close friend, and his horoscope was the Pisces. So I know he always talks about that, the fish, the reflection, and water. And he was a swimmer. He competed swimming growing up a lot. So when I was creating the Faces of the Diaspora, kind of people, you know, who were important in my life or were part of shaping who I am as a person, you know, he was a close friend I hung out with every day. We went to track practice together. We played football together, you know, you name it. So I thought I should capture him as part of the series, and it's turned out to be a lot of people's favorite. People really loved it. I think something about water people really like, right? And you know, reflection, it kind of makes you feel that feeling of relaxation and reflection and just inward thinking. So yeah, this is one of the pieces that was at Faces
Is
of the
this how you
Diaspora.
sign?
That's how I signed it.
How did you come up with it? It's like
So funny enough, that's
DMF?
that's DCM.
DCM.
Yeah, so this part is the D, this part is the C, and then the M crosses
crosses
into it.
into-
Yeah, I was messing around one day, just trying to create different ways, you know, to sign it, and I always did the D and C crossing each other. Then one day I was just like, let's see what it looks like. And it came out well, and I just started signing it from then. And people, you know, I'm trying to create something that is recognizable, so that, you know, even if I don't put my name across, you
It's
see the
the
symbol,
thing,
you
you're
know,
like, yeah.
you know it's me. But yeah,
You want to know something though?
Yeah.
Do you know the artist Wiz Khalifa?
yeah.
He kind of looks like Wiz Khalifa.
I've heard him, and I've heard Idris Damson from Snowfall. People have told me he look. I can't tell my friend that his ego would be his ego would be through the
Oh
roof.
my God!
If
I
he found
love
Oh, no.
Snowfall.
Oh, it's good
That
show.
is-
Great show.
Did you? Okay, so I mean, the ending was heartbreaking though. Did you watch the last season?
Did. But
Okay, wait. Why did his mother do that?
you know, not to be that person, but her and what was his uncle's lady?
Jerome. Oh, Jerome's
Jerome-
wife, girlfriend,
They
whatever.
ruined everything. They ruined everything for him.
You know?
Everything. You know, I remember I was sitting down going, they destroyed the whole empire.
Right.
They destroyed the whole empire.
See, this is what happens. Like, we can all eat. We can all eat.
Why are you separating from the family?
Right.
Why are you separated?
Another the CIA guy doesn't
Oh
owe
my God.
anybody.
Oh
Like
my
he's just trying to do his job, so he doesn't
He
care.
doesn't care. He doesn't, as long as he's not caught in your strays.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Okay.
That-
We
that's a
agree
good
on
show.
Snowfall. Like, yo, I saw his mom. Was like, why would she do that?
Oh,
Why would she do that?
Because he would have gotten everything back.
Yes.
Everything
yes.
would have been fixed.
But also, we are talking about his mom. What if his girlfriend must be?
I don't even want to talk about her. That show, so much of that show still pisses me off when I think. It's like thinking about some part of Game of Thrones. It's like, nah.
What I guess they were trying to show that, you know, you can't get away with it, but I don't. You know what? It's a good show. That's all I can tell about that.
Fair, because even the way it ended, in a way, he found peace with the way it ended for him. Because when he had that conversation
With his
with
friend.
his boy at the end, he was like, I'm free, man. Like I'm happy. So
But yo. You know the funniest thing is, do you think? I mean, obviously they're not going to touch the show again.
Yeah.
But I think with his mentality, he could have restarted anyway. Like he could have restarted if he wanted to.
Yeah, but I think they wanted to show at the end, you know, what the reality is like for most people in that situation.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Which sadly is true. But
Yeah. Oh man, but I remember when he's
Franklin was
aunt
the man.
went to go to the CIA person like, I'm saying, but she
even his dad though. Remember his dad kind of screwed him
no,
over too a
but
little
I
bit.
understand his dad. Like I think I understand his dad's point. I don't understand his mom's point. I don't understand his auntie's point. I don't know why she did that. Like she could have just waited for the guy to do the transfer and then shot the guy anyway.
Facts.
Literally like 2
Like,
seconds.
he was doing it. Like he was already on it. He was on it. I remember watching it when she shot him. I was like, I was thinking, is this one of those, you know, like they're doing someone's mental daydream and they're gonna cut back to the real scene and she goes, maybe I should have
I
done this.
know.
I kept waiting, it didn't happen.
No, it's real. Okay. Let's go to back to
We
back.
could talk about Snowfall all day.
Where is that one? Where is that? The picture of the man. Yeah, this one.
This one. So,
Wow, this is like a white scholar.
oh yeah. So this one is called Forbidden Knowledge.
Oh.
This one is called Forbidden Knowledge. So I did a bit of a series that dealt with knowledge and storytelling. So I have one called Moonlight series that's been a lot of people's favorite as well. It's a grandma telling stories to her children. So this is one of them. This is Forbidden Knowledge. This kind of captures what I was talking about a little bit with our culture, you know, that storytelling aspect. We have that elder. You know, you know Ibibio people. We speak in proverbs with everything.
One thing though, why is it that all the stories is always about tortoise though?
Because that's a good question. So because in our culture, the tortoise is considered very cunning and wise, right? So we have this famous story in Ibibio culture about how the tortoise broke his shell, right? So that's one of the stories you hear growing up about how the tortoise was using his cunning and his wisdom to trick everybody and paid the price for it, right? So we have these elders who are always filled with stories. And the thing is, these are not written stories, right? That's one of my big gripe with our culture right now, is we have a lot of this history and it's not written. And people need to document this. I mean, it's starting to happen a lot more. So that was kind of like the irony with the books, of me putting in those books. But
they just talk to you.
They just talk to you. Somebody needs to capture it, right? So this was that, you know, he's in the clouds. It's like almost giving you that omnipotent, present, all-knowing, and, you know, he's experiencing everything around him and giving you that forbidden knowledge, giving you those stories about culture, about life, about experience. So yeah, this is one of the favorites. And you know, I'm always trying to sneak in some symbols in there, sometimes some CBD symbols, sometimes I'm going to sneak one in there for sure, every time.
Amazing. Okay, let's see something else.
Every
Let's see
time.
something else.
I mean, we have this. We also have this
Oh, wow.
one. Oh.
Okay, I like this one, the lady with the hair.
Okay. So this one is more, it's a bit more Swahili inspired. My wife's from Kenya, so
okay.
So a lot been to Kenya a few times, you know.
It's a beautiful country.
It's amazing. And even, you know, in our culture, in southeastern Nigeria, in Igbo culture, Efik as well, the cowries, you know, were a form of currency, right? A form of money.
Yep.
So, you know, this is somebody endowed in cowries, probably going to a traditional event, and it's
looks like a princess or royalty.
Yeah, that was the feel I was trying to pull out.
I love how the top almost makes it look like it's coming out of the, like, you know.
The cow.
Yeah, it's coming out of the painting.
I saw there was this artist when I was growing up in the Bahamas. His name was Jace. He had a style that, you know, the painting always felt like it's 3D, but it wasn't. It always felt like you could grab it, you know, and I always tried to pull a little bit of that into my artwork. I'm still working on it. I don't think I've reached his level of expertise yet.
The top part literally looks like, okay, next one.
Okay. This is actually one of the very first artwork that I did and showed publicly as well. So this one is the old man and his pipe, kind of similar thing. Just I went back home for a trip. One of my uncles was just sitting out in the veranda, just, you know, smoking some tobacco, and it just kind of made me go, huh, that's his relaxation, you know. That's what brings him joy. That's what brings him peace. This is his time, and I just thought about capturing that and, you know, making it colorful and just living that moment there.
Love it.
But yeah, that's
love it. Okay, let's go to this big one then.
Oh yeah. So this big one is recent.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is recent. This was part of the exhibition I did during African Heritage Month. This was in collaboration with Crombie. So I did this at Scotia Square. It was 9 pieces, titled "We Wear Our Stories."
You made all 9?
Yeah, 9. It was 9 different.
How long did that take to make?
The painting process itself is not that long. It's getting the ideas together that I find longer. So once I'm going, that's what I was talking about, that flow state. Once I'm there, I could knock out pieces as fast as possible.
So Okay, what do you call this one?
This one is Where Love Lies. So this was the ending of the series. The series started with like a surrealist image of a boy and a man, and like their face is split in half, showing each side and the universe in between. So that kind of was showing like the beginning of going from a teenager to, as I'm growing up, to become a man, to becoming an adult. That space of you know, learning which side of yourself to show the world, and as you're growing up, what you're taking from your younger self to adulthood. But yeah, so this one, you know, was the end of the series, kind of encapsulate, I guess, a little bit of where I am right now in life. You know, recently married, getting to that stage of being seen as an adult from people. You know, I pulled in a little bit of history, the symbols as well, the colors, that intimacy, and, you know, it was just to capture happiness right now in life, you know, and yeah.
Okay, well, like I know you brought so many paintings, but we are gonna save this one for part 2.
Oh yeah. I mean,
okay, so with the mural though, I mean, like, what was the last one you made, and was it also metal?
The last 2 murals, one was metal, one was hand painted. So one was for Halifax Mural Festival. Shout out to Mike. Mike runs the Halifax Mural Festival every year. A lot of talented artists, both international, cross province, etc., come in to participate. So I did the hand painted one in the parking lot behind Gottingen, behind the Department of yeah.
The bus stop theater, or
No, behind
close to Delmore Body Day.
Yes, actually, yeah. So that parking lot. So that one is called Ancestral Frequencies.
Oh,
It's
right.
it's a lady, and she has like waves, like sound waves radiating from her and water waves around her. Yeah.
How do you come up with the titles for your paintings?
I title it, I think of songs when I title it. I try to title them a little bit like songs and what they mean to me or what I feel from them, you know? Sometimes it's tough. I find sometimes it's tough to title artwork because, especially in this social media content era, you know, people want to get something that is, you know, matching SEOs, you know, is catchy, that is easy for people to remember. And sometimes, you know, I'm lucky enough and one comes to mind and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And sometimes I go, I don't care what people say about that. This is what I'm calling it.
No, so far, all the titles you've dropped have been perfect, though.
Yeah.
I love to send guests out with this question, and it is, what is something that happened before you were 17 that plays a huge role in who you are today?
I think relocating.
Oh.
You know, I was born in Nigeria, raised in Nigeria till, I want to say, 12, 13. And then we moved to the Bahamas. You know, we went all the way from West Africa, from Nigeria. I've lived in Akwa Ibom my whole life. Went to school there, you know, spoke the language, everything. And then we relocated to the Bahamas, to the Caribbean, right? So it was a big change. It was a big move. The whole family went, the whole immediate family, my brothers, my sister, my parents. And it was such a big culture shock, right, at first, you know. Bahamians speak a little different. Their English dialect is different, you know. So learning to understand what people were saying was a bit difficult at first. Them understanding what I was saying was difficult, you know. Even the jokes were different, you know, the banter with your friends were different, or the popular sport was different. Back home, football is everything, you know, soccer is everything. In the Bahamas is basketball. And then, you know, track and field and baseball, swimming, but I wasn't playing most of those. I was a diehard football fan. So, you know, a lot of little things like that were different. This was my teenage years. So, you know, in your teenage years, you want to be part of the crowd. You want to be cool. You want to be, you know, part of the crew. So getting there and adjusting was tough at first. It took a while, you know, it took a while. But it's a good thing I had good friends. And, you know, Bahamians are really nice people. They're really welcoming. You get what you see. Like Caribbean people in general, you get what you see. They would tell you what's on their mind. They're not sugarcoating people, you know what I mean? So I met some really good friends and things were able to pick up from me then. And, you know, that's where I really fell in love more with that Caribbean culture, and hence why my accent is gone some people all over the place. Because, you know, depending on some words I'm pronouncing, like, okay, it's Nigerian. Depending on something, like, wait,
Where are you from?
where are you from? You know, so it's, yeah, and you know, I got to adapt to the place, you know, the fashion, the food, the music, you know, you get more into dancehall, into reggae, into soca music, calypso, you know, you name it. And yeah, it became a big shaping point in my life. And I'm forever grateful for it, you know, because I've had that experience to live in the different parts of the diaspora, you know, North America, the Caribbean. I've lived in Europe for a while. I've lived back home. So I've been black all over the world. I've had the different experience of being black in different places, or being of African heritage in different places. So I think that shaped my perspective a lot on who I am in life and how I see things. So, you know, my relation to a lot of things is a lot different from people, because I've had the experience of living there and understand why they see things a certain way. And it also helped me tie everything back home, help tie everything back in a circle, because, you know, when I first got to the Bahamas, for example, they have Junkanoo.
What's that?
So Junkanoo is like it's like a carnival celebration in a way. So Junkanoo happens for a lot of celebration, but mostly during Boxing Day and New Year's. It's the main two Junkanoo events, and it's a lot of different groups. They have their costumes, the music, they compete, and you know, they dance on Bay Street, and you know, the winner is chosen, right? But if you look at Junkanoo, the style of the costumes, you know, the music, the cowbells, the goatskin drums, it's masquerade.
Yeah.
It's masquerade back
It's
home.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
back home.
Yeah.
And you know, that was one of my experience learning that, being able to tie all that together. Like, so I remember the first time I saw Junkanoo, and I was like,
What the?
what? Why are they doing Ekbo dancing?
Yeah.
You know, dressed like Ekbo masquerades. But I got to realize, you know, this is their culture. This is how, you know, what they have taken from their heritage, you know, through the transatlantic slavery. This is what remained. This is what they're built upon. This is part of them now. You know what I mean? But I get to see both sides of it, you know. Or sometimes, you know, you see someone and you could go, oh yeah, you have the facial features or whatever of so and so tribe back home, you know, but they don't know that. But I could see it. So I sit in that middle where I get to be able to connect the two sides, you know what I mean? And it's lovely. I really like it, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your work. But I'm gonna let you go with a little piece of magic of my own.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of NCBD my own.
Okay.
I need you to write a number between 1 and 60.
Okay.
Do not show me.
Okay.
And my magic cards are going to reveal your number. Hopefully. It hasn't failed me yet.
Okay.
I want to look away. Actually, I know. I'll just close my eye.
Number between 1 and 60?
Yeah. Once you're done, you can show any of the cameras, and then I will. Once you're done, let me know, and I can open up my eyes, and we can.
Okay, I'll show the camera
Yep.
first.
We're good.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, so your number is going to be in at least one of these cards,
Yep.
but it can be more than one. So is your number here?
Nope.
No. Is it here?
Nope, I don't see it in there either.
Okay. Is it here?
Yep, it's in that third one.
It's not here.
Nope.
Is it 16?
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, that's it for me. Yep. I'm out. Nah, nope. It was a pleasure. I'm done, everyone. Nah.
I love your work. I can't wait to see the next thing you're going to create. Thank you so much for the amazing things you do, and thank you so much for coming to the podcast.
Thank you very much. But I can't believe you got that. Oh my! I need to know. What's the secret?